Itamare Chui Bozaro. Hello. My name is Michael. I'm the illuminated lion or something like that. Welcome to the Compendium of Discomfort, and we're here to talk about an anime. And if you have no idea what I was referring to when I said Bozaro, I was talking about a Bocchi the Rock, a very recently popular anime and a manga that I enjoyed quite a lot, and I infected someone with this joy, and suddenly this joy came like reflected back at me, so I got dragged deeper into liking this thing than it would have happened otherwise. So we're gonna talk about everything I know or I consumed about this manga anime thingy, and that started a long time ago when I found this manga at my local bookshop, and it's a traditional like yonkoma manga. If you don't know what a yonkoma is, it's basically this 4 pictures, like same pattern, no variation, very strict formula. That's usually, like you maybe know these comic strips from newspapers. Maybe we can compare it with that. The best, like short comic strips that tell a bigger story here about a girl who is very, very socially awkward and shy and can barely talk to strangers, but wants to be a rock star, which is kind of a contradiction, because if you want to be a rock star, you have to perform on stage in front of many, many people, and that might be troublesome if you're in that position. And so that's basically the whole premise of the whole manga and show. Just to say that I haven't really read this manga. I bought it, I read a little bit, and then they announced the anime, and I was like, oh, I remember reading this manga, at least a bit, and I thought it seemed very fun, but I somehow didn't continue reading, so why not just watch the anime? And the anime turned out amazing, but I can't really tell you what's different. A little bit more on the story. This girl, Bocchi, Hitori Bocchi, which is a joke, is means lonely, basically. She is at school and trying to make friends. I think she comes into high school at the beginning, and is trying to make friends and trying to find some people who enjoy rock as much as she does. She's a quite famous online streamer, YouTuber, whatever, but she never shows herself. She just shows off her guitar skills, and that's her whole life so far. But now she wants a band. She wants to be big in Japan and be cool, and that's what she tries to do. And shit, I'm too shy to even say no, so I'm now stuck in this band, and another girl joins who previously escaped that band because she pretended to be able to play the guitar and can't, but she will sing from now on and play a little rhythm guitar, and so we have this new band that tries to become something. And there's now 1 season of the anime. There are quite a lot of the mangas, and there's a spin-off manga as well, because there's a very popular other bass player who's always drunk later. The 2 bass players are basically the greatest characters in the show. I will probably show you later my figures that somehow accumulated here, and you might find out which character I prefer here. Anyway, so that's the whole show, and that was like a year ago, 2 years ago almost. I think 2023-24, like maybe that winter season or something like around that time. It played on TV, and I watched it at that time. And I've got this human here, and I told that human, that might be interesting for you. Maybe you want to give it a try. And I was, yeah, maybe someday. And didn't do it like most people do. If I recommend something, most people don't really respond to that. And maybe someday, or quite often someday, they give it a try and say, like, oh my God, this is pretty great. Yeah, I told you like 10 years ago and you didn't believe me. And no. You could have been a fan for a long, long time. But then it took just a couple of months or like half a year or so, or a little bit longer. I don't really have the timeline in my brain, and I didn't really research it because it's not important. But then they announced the recap movies. It's basically this pamphlet over there, or this one over here, which is really, really nice. So they made two basically, like recap movies that just retell the story of the first season. The first movie basically covers 8 episodes. The second movie, 4 episodes. This is the second one, the re. And they add a few things to the overall story. They add some details. I think they add 3 new songs that are really, really good. And there's some tiny bits here and there, but they cut out a lot of the best stuff because it's not really that relevant for the story. So there's an argument to be made that both is really nice to have. And I know some people are like, why should I watch the movies if it's just a recap of the show that I've already watched? Because maybe you watched the show like a year or 2 ago and you just want to give it another try because it's really good. And then you can do it with some new stuff and some montage scenes that remind you of amazing things that happened that you don't see this time, or at least just very, very short, which is very, very sad. There's an argument to be made for both versions. Of course, if you're not like a big fan of that show, you're like, why should you watch a recap? Yeah, that makes sense. But if you enjoyed it, I still recommend the movies because there's some really good stuff, some really good songs, and it's just like not even 4 hours. Yeah, me saying that as someone who always get pressured into watching anime, and I'm like, I don't have the 6 hours to watch. Only 4 hours for these 2 movies, or not even. Yeah. So anyway, it's very worth watching. The funny thing is with the show, like, it starts very nice and friendly. You've got the socially awkward character, but it just gets really good after a few episodes because, like, the longer the show runs, the more eccentric it gets. Like, this main character Bocchi just dies all the time basically because of shame or other mental explosions that happen to her. She just literally explodes when they come to the beach, I think, and she's an empty rubber shell that they drag along, and all this kind of stuff. And then how her friends react to it is like, basically, why isn't she popular with the people? She's so funny. Yeah. And it's just wonderful. I know some people who are like, this is so over the top, socially awkward. Nobody is like that. I don't think it's so off from the real world. Of course, it's an exaggeration, but I met so many people who are basically unable to talk to anyone who they don't know, that I'm not really like against this. It's just a little exaggerated and fun portrait of stuff that actually happens in the world. People are like that. People are ashamed of everything. They are awkward. Stuff happens, and I think that it's not so unrealistic. like I said, a little exaggerated, but not so off. So yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful show. I like it very much. The music is really nice. Yeah, when I watched the movies, I watched them actually twice in the cinema. First time there was a talk event with the voice actresses, and they're all very fun too. And they do some radio stuff here and all this kind of stuff, and especially the voice actor of Bocchi seems to be a very fun person. And yeah, it's generally really, really good and entertaining. So that's always nice here if you have these events where they do like little talks and stuff. It's really good. If I can, I try to go there, even though usually my brain already explodes whenever that happens, because I already watched the movie, all Japanese, no subtitles, a bit tiring for me. And then there's a talk, and just talk is more difficult than a movie because you have no visual context that helps you understand what's going on. So sometimes my brain just melts, and when they get to the point where I could ask them a question, I'm like, I would love to ask so much stuff, but I just can't. So yeah, here we attended some screenings where they showed a live stream of the talk event from Tokyo, so it was much more relaxing for me, less stressful, less pressure to raise my hand and ask a question, and that's nice. I like that. Yeah, but I think that's generally pretty cool that you have these events. Sometimes they come over here, sometimes they stream it, and both is really nice and fine. A lot of these talk events are just like them goofing around, which is pretty fun, but there's usually not that much new information to get, which is totally fine. It's just girls having fun, and that's just a good a continuation of what we see in the show or in the movies, and that's very, very nice. The whole season itself has basically 2 story arcs. As a show like that suggests, both times they try to get to the point where they can play a specific concert, and yeah, nothing too extraordinary here. Usual band stuff, like they will have to make pictures and rehearse and have to do an audition and all the stuff. So story-wise, nothing exceptional. It's all about the characters. If you don't like the characters, if you don't like the humor, you will not like the show. But I think it's really, really good. The characters are really fun, and yeah, for me, the music is good. There are recently some other band anime. One is, I think, called Girls Band Cry, which seems to be really good, even though the animation in 3D CGI doesn't look that nice. But it seems to be very good. Someone tries to make me watch that as well, and I'm like, yeah, I don't have time. But yeah, two times these 2 movies and the show. Sorry, I'm so sorry. But yeah, like I said, it's the same when I recommend stuff. People are always like, yeah, no, don't care. At least I care. I want to watch it. I just need the time and the motivation. Anyway, so this whole stuff is already wonderful, and then the whole trouble started because that person who I introduced to this thing suddenly became a huge fan and started to be like, let's do this, let's watch the movies again, because now they show both movies back to back, and we can just enjoy it all in one day, and let's go buy some figures and do this and stuff. And my birthday, here are 2 figures of your favorite character, and yeah, maybe now is a good time to show my figures. And oh my god, I can smell the people like, all this plastic trash and all this garbage you buy. But the thing is, every time in Japan, if you go to some kind of event, be it like the film screening in the cinema, where you could buy, for example, these cassette tape thingies. Yeah, like one for each song. Of course, they're all random if you go there and buy them. And so you go there again and again and again. And yeah, that's something you can buy. I have some posters over there that I won't drag out. I've got one more key thingy up here. I forgot to take it down before. Really cute stuff like this. Yeah, it's all very crazy. And the other thing is this Osaka thing. Why does it say Osaka? Because yeah, then there was the big Bocchi the Rock anime exhibition that came to Osaka. So of course we went there, and it was basically first a lot of like what is it, carton? Is it carton or is it card box? Like thick paper figures of them in various kinds of costumes and stuff, and some images from the anime, some design stuff, and then they had some yeah, usually it would be props, but it's an anime, so maybe things they used as inspiration, or that they used to, like, they designed that first and then copied it for the anime itself. There were some things where they did a little bit of stop motion animation in the anime, so they had these figures there and all the stuff. So that was really weird. And the weirdest thing was, like, most of the stuff I can see, okay, that's some kind of real life visualization of something they have in the show that someone made. But then there's this one prop that's basically, when she gets paid for the first time, she gets an envelope, and that's just a common envelope that you can buy anywhere, and they put it into this silly exhibition, which really, really amused me. Some people are like, why is this here? Why does this exist? I don't understand, but I just thought it's hilarious. And then they had some, like, art installations. There's this small bit in the anime where she turns in some kind of Godzilla and destroys the city. So they had something like that. They have a video montage thing and some more stuff. It's all pretty cool, but like every exhibition, it just ends in you going into a big merchandise shop, and usually you end up buying stuff. So I ended up buying stuff. Let's see what I have. What is this? This is somehow related to Bocchi the Rock. Let's see inside. It's a guitar pick. It's the funny guitar pick. Let me see if I can find the other guitar. I have two of those. Not sure where the other one is right now. Oh, here is the other one. They fuse. So I have two guitar picks. One is here a Hitori. Zoom. Correct the zoom. It can't zoom. So here, Hitori. Makes sense. She's the guitar player of the band. Of course, there's a Hitori guitar pick. Why is a Nijika guitar pick? She plays drums. I mean, there's one scene where she's like, oh, maybe I should buy some guitars or basses, and then she dreams of playing the drums with a guitar and a bass, and she's super big and strong, and yeah, but that amused me quite a lot. So the Nijika guitar pick. Weird. Then let's see, what is this? Yeah, sometimes you get some goods as well if you just go to the cinema. Oh, yeah, here, stickers. This is pretty cool. These are basically posters that hang in the Lifehouse to advertise other bands, and there's, as far as I can tell, they're all related to some real bands that exist. and maybe their cover artwork or something. I'm not sure about these, but I recognize some of them. So yeah, that's a very cute little thing that happens in this show. Let's see what this is. This is just this. Yeah, so that happens. We have this thing here. This is some kind of card too. Oh yeah, this is a cassette design card here for the exhibition. It says here Kesoku Band. Kesoku Band, that's the name of the band that they are playing in. But I have one more of these of those. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit different design. These two, and yeah, their names Ryu and Ikuyo. And yeah, then some point oh, that's for later. This one, I think this was from the visit in the cinema the second time around. Yeah. Badge, a pin. Yeah. That's a thing that happened. And of course, you know, gacha. If you don't know gacha, you don't know Japan. And gacha is a thing where you go to some kind of shop that has a lot of machines, and if you put some money in the machines, you turn it around and the ball comes out. Here the balls look like this, and you get something that nobody needs, but you want. And here we have these thingies that will play quotes from the anime. So this is the aforementioned scene where she turns into this kaiju thing. Let's see what it says. Yeah, about this, and then I have 3 of these. So yeah, no wonder I'm broke. This is Ryo, the bass player. Yeah, and let's see. She eats grass. Yeah, and we have one more. Yeah, nope. Yeah, I'm losing the chain. Nijika, aforementioned drummer. That's basically the most famous quote in the whole anime, because it's the title drop. Yeah. Yeah, cool. That's stuff that exists. And yeah, you just have it and enjoy it, and sometimes you push a button. And yeah, cool. So this exhibition was a thing that existed and was very fun. I like exhibitions. I recently went to that Godzilla exhibition too, that I showed you a video in the other video. Here I didn't take any videos, but I might have showed you some pictures. Anyway, after that we realized, oh my god, there's a cafe as well. And yeah, at the cafe I got more stuff. For example, this is the ticket, and then these things. Here we have some more characters. That's the sister of her. She owns a life house. The other one is this drinking bass player from another band. This is PA-san, and that's Bocchi's sister. Yeah, more characters. And Ryo, the coolest character. Yeah, anyway, so we went to that cafe, and of course, like these theme cafes, you shouldn't expect too much from them, because why would you? Usually you get quite low quality food to a horrendous price, and you just go there for the atmosphere, which is usually still quite cheaply made by having some decoration on the tables and some decoration on the wall, and maybe 2 TVs that show some clips, and you play some music that's related to the whole thing. Surprisingly here, the food was actually quite good. I had some what do you call it, omrice. This was on top of it. If you have seen the show, there's an episode where they have a culture festival at the school, and Bocchi's class makes some kind of maid cafe, and she's all dressed up as a maid, is too embarrassed to do it, but she gets tortured by her friends, and they demand that she does the more kill to make the omrice more delicious, because you know, if a cute girl does more kill, food becomes more delicious. It's just a fact. And so they make her do that, but all she can produce with more kill is pink slime. So I got omrice with pink slime on it. Luckily the pink slime tasted like cheese and was quite good. And I had a parfait that was a Rio themed, so it looked like soil with one little plant on top that she's supposed to eat, because she's so broke she eats plants. Great, I can identify with that. I ate the plant accordingly. Yeah, pretty good. And yeah, they had like coffee with nice pictures on it that deformed if you try to spoon it. Yeah, because the picture just gets attached to your spoon and you pull it out, and I might have shown you that right now. Pretty fun, pretty good, a surprisingly good food, nice atmosphere, a good experience overall. I was surprised. Another cafe that I enjoyed was the Monster Hunter cafe a long time ago. It was pretty good as well, but yeah, I have experienced some other cafes that I didn't want to go to, and I just joined because I was asked, like, oh, I'm too ashamed to go there alone, can you please come with me? Yeah, I just want to say this cafe where I have been was for the Korean boy group 17. I said if I get some okay food, and that's okay for me. And I remember I went there 3 times. The first time the food was pretty okay. Well, like sandwiches with I think it was like chicken and orange. Taste was fine, and with the menu you got some kind of card with a picture of the member and a message, and the card basically said "Ippai tabete ne," or something like that. So eat a lot. But the sandwich was so small, something like this. So after that experience, I was like, I'm very hungry. Can we please go and eat somewhere else? Because this was too tiny. And from there on, the quality just went straight south. Yeah, not so amazing. So yeah, this Bocchi the Rock cafe was a pretty good experience, and I can only recommend it, even though it's already gone, so you can't go. But if you can time travel, go. Another thing that I enjoyed very much, and I was a little bit skeptical of it, was a concert of this Kesuku Bando. Yeah, here, this band that actually played and performed reality, it's three or four older gentlemen and the voice actresses who all sing. And it's a nice experience. The thing was, we didn't see it live at the concert hall. It was a live stream at the cinema, like these talk events. And I believe that's a very good concept. I don't know if that exists wherever you live. I don't even know if that exists in Germany, but I think it should generally exist. I mean, it was still more expensive than just visiting the cinema. I think it was about like 3,000 or 4,000 yen. But still, compared to the concert ticket, it's pretty cheap. If you don't like big groups of people, that's very nice. If the event is far away from where you live, it's very nice because you don't need to travel so far. Or if it's a popular event, I saw a lot of like advertising for Takarazuka plays, which are usually sold out all the time because the fan base is completely crazy. And then, yeah, at least you can experience it in a more, bigger, impressive, louder setting than at home. And usually Japan is pretty strict about making noise and stuff in the cinema. Here it was okay to cheer and yell a little bit and do stuff. But it was still very nice. Like, people applauded, people were like, yeah. And but overall they just relaxed and enjoyed the show. And of course the sound is pretty good. You get nice camera work. So it was basically good, well produced, like you would expect from a live DVD or something. And but in the comfort of a cinema where you can just lean back and enjoy the show. And I really, really liked that. And I think it's a good idea, a good concept to do it that way. Maybe not for my favorite band, which I actually want to experience live, but for something that's maybe not that important or otherwise difficult to see. I think it's a great idea. It's just a chance to experience music in a better setting than in my tiny room here, without having to go to a concert hall and fight for the best spot to stand and see. Luckily, I'm quite tall, at least in Japan. So if I go to a concert, usually I'm able to see everything. But yeah, it's nice. Like, that person who joined me is usually not a fan of big crowds and wouldn't want to stand a whole concert. So yeah, it's just the right thing to do. Like, just do it like that. Sit in a cinema and enjoy with a little bit some other people who are a little bit excited and do a little whoa. And yeah, it's weird to clap at the screen where the performing people can't hear you, but it's still fun. It's still good. So if that doesn't exist in wherever you are and you have a say in the stuff might existing, do something about it or demand it from the big companies. I think it's a cool idea just to show stuff like that live. And yeah, I guess that's all I want to say about Bozaro. And if you haven't watched it, I think I haven't really spoiled anything. It's a very enjoyable show. The movies are very nice too. Both is very well worth watching. The music is nice. Give it a try if that sounds fun to you. And yeah, this video was more about the whole experiencing of this whole thing. If you dive into the depths of otakuism, and it's sometimes very fun to do that. And I don't regret buying a lot of weird stuff that I look at every now and then put it away again. Sometimes you just want stuff. Wanting stuff is okay if it makes you happy. And in the sense, enjoy whatever you enjoy. If you enjoy watching me wrapped in funky lights. It makes me very happy. If you enjoy other things, please go and try other things. Have a nice day. See you maybe next time without the rapping. Bye.